Good evening. Welcome to Wales and where we're staying. Lovely messages coming through already. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to, I'll tell you about where I am in a moment, why I'm in this room. I've not been locked up. I'm not in Borstal or anything like that. Welcome to Nocky 2020 Heat 6, the final heat. Can you believe? Obviously, time does pass, doesn't it? I can believe. Maybe some of you can't. It does feel unbelievable at times, though, that we are now heat six heats all the way through, and this is our last one this evening before the final on September the 20th. And what a lineup we've got. I wouldn't want to disservice the other acts that have been in the competition so far. Of course, I wouldn't want to do that, but I'm going to, obviously. Anyone who's been watching any of these will know I won't be too bothered about offending people, upsetting people along the way as well. Absolutely amazing lineup for you tonight, jam-packed as well. 12 acts in Heat 6, so we've got a lot to get through this evening. Two more places up for grabs to make the final, as I said, September the 20th, to be crowned. It's not a crown, but to be given the title in vocabulary, and we'll probably write it down somewhere. It'll be typed at some point when I could print something out. I'll print something out and I'll post it to the winning act. I promise I will do that. More importantly, though, they will also get £500, but that inaugural title of Nocky 2020 champion. Oh yes, the new online UK Comedian of the Year 2020. What a catchy little title. But I've got much better at it, haven't I? We should do like a before Heat 1 of me stumbling through more words than Heat 6 and see. I've not got any better at doing this whatsoever at all. But yeah, here we are. And you join me today broadcasting live from Wales. I know we have gone international, not just with our acts, but also with the host as well this evening. This is our one of our many rooms. Sorry, and the west wing of the country mansion estate that we are renting in a secret location in Wales. I do need to keep that secret for you. Today had an absolutely lovely day. Not too many people get to say before a gig that they've been to a castle and on a lovely little boat trip as well. I know, gorgeous, a lovely start to the evening, to this gig and Heat 6 today. I'll tell you a bit more about the castle, maybe. You might be interested. When does that ever stop you, Kev? Yeah, I know. I'll tell you a bit more about that. I'll tell you about the boat trip to Puffin Island. I've given away a little bit of the location there, haven't I? Look, I just don't want people turning up banging on the windows. We've got enough of that from the locals at the moment, to be honest with you. We have been here a few nights now with two screaming kids, so doing our bit for international relations between the English and the Welsh. We're doing our bit there. But look, as I said, we've got a fantastic show for you tonight. 12 acts. Some of them I'm familiar with, others I am not. Oh, there, look, there you go. I know the internet connection is the best it's been, which is brilliant for the city of Manchester. Well done. This remote Welsh outpost is beating you hands down on internet connection. I haven't pulled out many stops, as I said this evening, in terms of my outfit. I do apologise. I'm still in holiday mode. So I have just literally a white t-shirt to it. I apologise for that. Sorry, Nathan. I know that you do tune in mainly for fashion tips, don't you? Accessories, guidance, that thing. I don't know. All those kind of bits as well. I'll do my bit for you, mate. I do apologise. This is actually even worse than that. This is a t-shirt I've been wearing all day. So I have literally made no effort for you. Although I did realise 6 hours into. There you go. So look, Chris, I much prefer you, actually, Chris. That you look like Marlon Brando in Street. Street Guy if he had cancer. I didn't read to the end of the sentence, did I? That was a mistake I made there. Thanks very much for putting that one up, Kane. Thank you, Chris, as well. You wanker. I don't like you at all. Nathan, you're back in, mate. You're back in there. Yeah, I did wear that. I've worn this t-shirt all day. It's been on a boat to Puffin Island, and how amazing is that? It's like Disneyland, isn't it? Well, yeah, it's not. It's not like Disneyland. Puffin Island is not what you would expect. Look, loads of love coming through for the acts already. I should sit back a bit so that my face isn't half hidden by the banner there. Look, we've got the Phil Bush Barmy Army have tuned in. A little, yeah, I can see your face there. Phil's loving that one. There we go. Look, good luck in that. There's loads of stuff going on here. We ask a few things for you during the show. We ask for your love and support, and not saying that I've got cancer or anything like that, because I probably will get it one day, and then you'll feel really foolish, won't you, Chris? When we're doing like a an online benefit gig from, I don't know, a fishing village in Scotland or something. Probably, I would imagine. Then you'll feel a right fool. But look, loads of love here. Nolene tells Zoe, I said Merry Christmas there from Greg. Thank you, Greg. Come on, Philip. This is amazing. Look, loads of stuff going on. All we ask from you is keep it up with the comments. Really does mean a lot. If you're watching now, hit the share button. Sharing is caring. So do that. That's fantastic for us. Spread the word. Let people know that you tuned in to tonight's show, who you're tuning in for, and that they should do exactly the same as well. And if you, I feel bad because I'm on holiday at the moment, but we're in Wales. It's very modest accommodation. I promise you. I do feel a bit tight doing this. If you'd like to send in some money, if you're enjoying the show, there is a little link that will get shared in the comments. Only about 800 times while the show's on, and at the bottom of the screen and everything as well. If you think your 12 acts tonight are worth, they're not getting any of this, obviously, but if you think their acts are worth like 50p each, that'd actually be quite a lot of money when it's £6. You don't need to. They're good, but I don't know if they're going to be £6 good. But look, you chuck us £1 or £2 if you'd like to. Any money that we get, any donations that come into Nottingham Comedy, just go back into the shows, basically, whether that be live projects or online stuff or shirts. A shirt for me for the final. I think that's what we're saving up for at the moment. It's going to have to be something quite special, I think, to keep the people happy. And that's about it. That's the way that we roll tonight. I don't know what else to tell you. The love coming in for all the acts is absolutely amazing, and we've got 12 of them. We should probably get going quite soon. As you know, I normally like to pick out a location to be our centre point of the UK for the applause, for the love, for the show to begin from. I think it would be rude of me for that not to be in Wales this evening. And this isn't the castle I went to today, but Carnarvon. I think Carnarvon. If you're watching from Carnarvon, please let me know. I'm sure some of you will be. We hit most places if someone is tuning in from there, and Carnarvon Castle. So if you could head down, I was going to say the Beefeaters. They don't have them. Whatever they have, just people that volunteers. Probably National Trust workers, lager, shouting. Look, we've got lyrics of great songs coming and back to. I'm not going to say it again. You could have probably tricked me into doing the lyrics of the song, I'd imagine, if the comments came through in the right order. Best of luck, Lucy, as well. This is fantastic. You're doing your job. This is all we ask. I witter on for too long, and then sometimes not long enough in between the acts. That's the way that works. If you want to heckle anyone, heckle me. I can take it. I had an argument with someone in Wales earlier today, not in Welsh. That would actually be impressive, but I did. I'll tell you about my little bit of beef I had. Why have I gone Cockney? I don't know. Probably because I was being all English, weren't I, in Wales, sticking up for us. For sticking up for the English at all. I felt wronged. I had to say something. I'll tell you about that a bit later on. Are you ready? Should we get on with the show? I think we probably should do. We've got so many acts to get through this evening. You haven't tuned in to see me. Look, keep the love coming through. Chuck us a couple of quid if you feel that way inclined. That would be inclined, not inclined. Inclined. That would be amazing. Went to a lighthouse as well. Forgot about that. Been to a lighthouse today. I mean, winning at life, I think you'll find. Are you going to pay us for heckling? No, that would be wouldn't work out, would it? The economics of that would be all wrong. But you know, you can say whatever you want to me. I'm really not bothered. Right, Carnarvon. I've given you enough time. There'll be a few of you down at the castle gates now, I would imagine. Start the applause, a little ripple from Carnarvon, if you will. I think we're ready to go. Yeah, our first outlet's ready. Start a ripple from there. I want that to spread around North Wales, other places that I have absolutely no idea. Llandudno, Conway, wherever I might be. Anglesey, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Maybe I am in Anglesey. I'm not going to tell you. Spread it around over into the UK, all around England, up and down the country, top and bottom of Scotland as well. Go wild, go crazy. Get ready for an amazing show, and welcome to the stage. Our first act tonight. Just check his name. Yes, it is the amazing Mr. Phil Bishop.
Hiya. I never meant to cause you any sorrow. I never meant to cause you any pain. I only want to one day see you laughing. I only want to see you laughing in the purple rain. Sorry. I think that would have worked better with feedback. You know, like guitar feedback. No? Maybe. Whatever. Anyway, I've been working from home since March. Like most people, it's been tough. Haven't really been feeling myself, if I'm honest. Well, I say that, but I do keep a wank sock by my desk now. But it's better for me anyway, working from home, because I fucking hate small talk. I hate small talk in the office, engaging with people. I pretend to like cricket just to fit in with the team I'm in. Like I started to worry. I've started to worry that I just get caught out. You know what I mean? Just say something and get stumped. Anyway, I've been working since I was 13. I was actually the best paper boy in the Nelson, the village I'm from. And the one thing I really took from that, which I apply to comedy now, is that it's all about delivery. Anyway, really, I think when I think of comedy, stand-up comedy, I think of like boiling an egg. Because to me, it's just all about the timing. I've been with my girlfriend now for 14 years. I shouldn't really have and puff like that, because I've got a lot of respect for her. I really respect her. Like after we've had sex, I won't fart in bed. You know what I mean? I'll hold her in out of respect. I pay £916 a month for my mortgage. I'm still not allowed to fart in my own living room. We were looking the other day. We were actually looking for a new Hoover, and the price on fucking Hoovers these days, like they all have different sections, but the price on them were like fucking up to £1,000. For £1,000, I want to be hoovering upstairs. I want dust coming up from downstairs. It's fucking outrageous. Actually, I want to see my boy stuck to the fucking ceiling, getting sucked up, swung around the ceiling. Fucking £1,000. Anyway, yeah, it's short and sweet. So I thought I'd finish on a nice message, because recently it's been tough, isn't it? Obviously, everyone knows the current climate, and mentally I struggled a little bit, if I'm honest. And doing like live comedy really helped me. So thanks for this platform, obviously. And I just want to share something that really put a smile on my face recently. So I walked into my little home office type thing, and my little boy was on my work's laptop. I was just about to give him a fucking bollocking. But when I looked over his shoulder, I'd seen he'd written something that really put a smile on my face. And I thought it's a nice message I'll share with everyone. So all he'd written was simple, and it was that was it. Anyway, thanks for listening. It means a lot.
Great stuff. Thank you very much, Phil Bishop. Always tough going on first, whether it's a virtual gig or a real one. So thank you very much, mate, throwing yourself into it. Great stuff there. I'm sure the Barmy Army will be happy. We've got rounds of applause coming in already. Someone cannot wait for Liam. You don't need to wait long. Mel Shepherd. Loads of love. Rick Husden. Good luck, Natalie. same surname. You're allowed to support people in your family, of course you are. It would be tough for me to say that you won't. Avelina as well. Chris has been drinking this evening. Chris, it's far too early, mate. What time is it? Oh, it's 8:45. Oh no, good on you. I'm going to play catch up. Chris has obviously been drinking. He's on it. People loving the jokes and stuff as well. Should we keep the speed going? I'm not going to waste my wonderful stories of my time in Wales just yet. I'll sprinkle them over the top of this fine serving of comedy that we have here this evening. Oh, you see, it's been good for me coming to Wales, isn't it? Far much. Oh, bugger! I was going to say how good at words I've got. Never mind. Look, if the good people of Carnarvon, you're still there, I hope you're still down at the castle watching. If you could start that round of applause again for us as well, please, and spread it around Wales and all over England and up and down right into Scotland, wherever you're watching this from. Please do let us know. Actually, I'd like to know in the comments where you're watching from. That'd be great to see how far we are spread around. That'd be great. But go wild, go crazy. We've got people looking forward to this guy. No pressure. Welcome to the stage, the amazing Liam Waterhouse.
Hiya. I'm going to start with a disclaimer because everything fun starts with a disclaimer. I'm not going to be one of those gay guys that just stands here and talks about sex. So I was fisting this guy recently, and you're probably wondering, what made that gay? Well, Believe by Cher was playing in the background, and I was clenching my fist to after love, after love, after love. Afterwards, when I looked at the destruction and devastation of this man's arsehole, I thought, wow, I really am my father's son. You probably next door is Liam, how recent's recent? We're in the middle of a pandemic. And I hear you, I was totally safe, I wore gloves. Being in quarantine is kind of like being a sim. You are stuck in the house, you're hungry all the time, and you're waving at nothing in frustration. You don't know what you're doing, but you know it's ultimately destructive. Like I've been so close to getting social services, take my housemate's cats away, but all I've managed to do is to subconsciously dress as a randomized sim. The other day, I stared out my window and I saw a fox. We looked at each other and had this connection. He was ginger, mangy, and clearly hadn't washed for a few weeks. The fox thought of me. He did have a point. My armpits and penis were beginning to smell the same. Throughout this lockdown, I did actually consider getting an OnlyFans, but then I thought that'd be really inauthentic from someone who isn't that really into sex. Who am I kidding? I spent 5 hours in a porn loop yesterday, nostalgically looking at men spitting in other men's mouths. Memories. Oh, I'm tearing up now, wistfully thinking about my days of freedom. I'm like Prince Andrew a month from now. But I was getting lockdown fatigue. So me and my friend Chris decided to go to the countryside for a little camping holiday. And I know I come across as this butch, outdoorsy gay, but actually I'm a dainty, drunk little flower that had no damn business being in a field. Within hours, my feet were so wet, I had trench foot, like those brave World War I soldiers that had to use butter as lube. We decided to camp on top of a hill, the first thing either of us had ever topped. And for a moment, we thought, this is great, and proceeded to drink 4 bottles of wine. And then gale force winds decided to crash our little party. Because in 2020, no one is allowed to have fun. The next day, I zipped open my tent. I saw my friend Chris's tent completely obliterated by this wind. His tent pole had snapped in the night, and for a brief moment, I thought that meant we had to go to A&E. When I looked at the destruction and devastation of, not to sound dramatic, but Mother Nature's hate crime, I thought, wow, I've literally experienced better prolapses. Thank you, that's my time, thanks.
Superb, thank you very much. Liam there. Bringing brought a tear to your eye, brought a tear to mine as well. Some of those gags, but thank you very much, mate. Superb stuff. Enjoyed that. Yes, so here I am, live from Wales, broadcasting, putting, as I said, Manchester telecommunications to shame with the quality of the sound and picture that we've got here in the absolute middle of nowhere, or at least that's what I'm telling you, to not give that location away at least as well. There's still loads of love coming through. As I mentioned, I did actually have a little, it wasn't quite an argument, but someone, I don't even, there's potentially no joke in this as well, so I apologise to the next act in this wonderful build-up. Someone took a picture of our car that gave us a bit of a funny look, and then felt a need, and I saw in the rearview mirror that this couple talking, they've been staring us down for some reason when we're in our car. So we're pulling out the driveway of the country house that we are renting for the summer months, obviously, as we do. We come away to our Welsh retreat, and then pull out their camera and just take a picture of the car. Normally, I would be the sort of person to just let that ruin the day and take it out on my family and stuff like that, you know, like a normal healthy bloke would do. Just keep it bottled up inside. But no, I actually turned the car around this time. I'm even yeah, I was, you know, kind of like you do, the adrenaline starts to flow, or the nervousness of how poor you are at confrontation maybe, as I drove back up to this couple and actually asked them what their I didn't say it in that aggressive way, but I did say, no, I said that, there you go. I said, is there a problem? And they said, why? Obviously, and I said, you just taking a picture of your car. And the lady said, no, I was taking a picture of that bridge. True story. I don't believe them though, but it was see, that's why I'm no good at stuff like this. I don't know, is there a joke there? I'm not sure. Just an awkward true story of the fun that we're having on holiday while we're away in Wales. Speaking of Wales, you are our centre point, obviously, for the rounds of applause and everything tonight. Still loads of love coming through for all the acts. So thank you so much for doing that. Even the hatred from Chris, I enjoy that as well, Chris. You stick in there, mate. You give Nathan a run for his money. Nathan, I reckon you're going to turn this evening, and you might actually be sticking up for me at some point. I predict this. That's what I predict as well during tonight's show. Look, start the applause for us. We're into Act 3 already, 12 that we've got on the bill for you this evening. Start that applause. Go wild, go crazy. There's loads of love for this act in the comments already. And welcome to the stage, the fantastic Zoe Brown.
Hey, can you hear me? Right, this virtual stuff is like super strange, right? I guess we're all like adjusting to the new normal. I mean, I can see my friends, which is great. I mean, you can say what you like about Zoom calls, but they are absolutely no replacement for hating your friends in person. But I truly love them, because where else can I catch up with people and watch my middle-aged face sag like a waxwork on a sunbed? I mean, I try not to look, but there's absolutely no escaping the fact that my temple wrinkles, look, they look like a geriatric vagina. I don't know if you can see that. Well, at least that was what my husband says, and he should know because I've seen his porn searches. They're pretty niche. I mean, but thanks to him, I now know that there is MILF, an ancient Egyptian MILF. So yeah, he spent most of lockdown wanking, like most men, I think. Personally, I did absolutely fuck all. Didn't even mind the boredom of lockdown, because it reminded me of rehab, except that was 28 days and I didn't have to cook all the time. And yeah, I guess I had a job to go back to. But, you know, small differences. But yeah, there's a common misconception that not drinking makes you judgy. And I have to tell you that's not 100% untrue, because I was always judgy. I just, you know, remember why now. I mean, like, for example, I spent the whole of lockdown looking out of my window, having a nose, seeing what my neighbours considered to be key workers. From what I could make out, it was cleaners and majestic wine delivery and cocaine dealers. But I mean, obviously not in my house, because like I say, I don't drink. But getting back to being middle-aged, I mean, there's no escaping it, obviously. But do I act it? Absolutely not. I would say that my level of denial is around somewhere between Russell Brand thinking he can talk about feminism and the Queen thinking that her son isn't a pedo. But yeah, I mean, I dyed my hair blue in lockdown, thinking I look cool and edgy. My husband takes one look and he's like, Zoe, you look like a Smurf as fucked a walnut. Obviously wasn't expecting that from him. I mean, I thought that he'd outdone himself when he addressed my birthday card to the world's most haggard teenager, because he's, you know, full of compliments, bless him. Although not that I really want to be a teenager, you know, although I act like one, I wouldn't want to be one, especially like all that exam scandal stuff. But it still proves that you don't have to go to Eton to be shafted by a Tory. So I guess that's something. But yeah, waiting for my son's results was super stressful. It's like, you know, you're worrying and you're like speculating. So when I saw his grades, I was so relieved. They are, I mean, obviously they're a pile of shit and his life is ruined. But it does mean that I'm not his only kind of source of childhood trauma. So thanks for that. But yeah, I mean, I would say that living with teenage boys is, you know, you just have to knock before entering a room. It's quite important. I mean, there's been a couple of close calls recently. The inevitable happened. So obviously he's mortified because he's never going to unsee me masturbating. So I vowed I'm going to make it up to him, probably by replacing his electric toothbrush head, I think. Anyway, with that marvellous mental image, I'm going to say goodbye. And thank you for listening. And I hope that doesn't give you nightmares. Good night.
Thank you very much, Zoe. Beautiful imagery there, painting the gorgeous picture for us right at the end of your set. Perfect, loved it. Thank you very much. Thank you to all 3 acts so far this evening. Lots of laughter, loads of great comments coming through for Zoe. All the acts so far, actually. Smurf that fucked a walnut, fucking brilliant. There we go. It's nice to get a bit of feedback, isn't it, when it's all good and positive like that. Nathan said, this is coming from Nathan, can everyone stop picking on Kev, please? It's all right, I don't mind. It just means that I take it out on poor locals, wherever, whatever holiday destination we go on. To be fair, I'd already been slightly wound up that morning. This morning, we went to Lighthouse, as I mentioned earlier. Again, another true story of the fantastic family break that we're having. There's I forget the exact number. It's like 220, 230 steps to that you have to go down to get to. You know, if you want to stalk me, I guess you could be googling to approximately 230 steps to a Welsh lighthouse. I don't know, something might come up, but there's about that kind of number from the car park where you park at the top of the cliff. That you go down, you walk down, obviously all the way down the steps to get to a little bridge that takes you over to the lovely, gorgeous rocky outcrop, a space of specific scientific beauty and importance and everything as well. Great, I think, little trick on the tourists that they put the sign to tell you that the lighthouse is closed at the bottom of the 220 steps, which you've done with a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old strapped to you on one of those baby carrying harnesses as well. So I don't know why I was then slightly aggrieved when I thought then someone else was taking a photo of that car. I haven't even told you about what went on with Puffin Island yet either, have I? Goodness. But no, but as I said, have a lovely, relaxing holiday before I go back to my new job that I've got, and I'll probably tell you about that. I did announce my redundancy last week, didn't I, on the show, which my mother thanked me for, as it's the only way she finds out what's going on in my life. So this is instead of a postcard, Mum, by the way, that I'm sharing all these holiday stories for you this evening as well. Look, if you're enjoying the show, by all means, please do chuck us a quid or two over in our direction. Greatly appreciated. We don't spend it on holidays. Despite what the press is saying at the moment, this trip to Wales has come purely from our own pockets. I assure you of that. Any cash that we get in. Anything that you're generous enough to throw in our direction just goes on more shows, more live comedy, more live stream stuff, podcasting, all the different things that we're up to allow us to keep spreading the laughter during these weird times that we're living in at the moment. You instantly become a hero and legend of ours if you're able to help out. To be honest, if you're watching, if you press share, anything like that, we love you just as much for that as well. Let's get on, shall we? Number 4 will be 1/3 exactly of the way through the evening. We know this chap. If you were watching the West Didsbury Comedy Festival, which we had to switch online when the festival got cancelled as well, all those many months ago now, 6 months ago that was, did fantastic on that. Really funny guy. I'm sure you're going to enjoy his stuff just as much now as well. So Carnarvon, spread it around. If you're on a lighthouse, if you're the couple that I accosted in the street earlier, don't blame the act. Join in the applause. Still, spread it around the room. Go wild, go crazy. Stamp your feet. Annoy your flatmates and whoever else lives near to you as well. And welcome to the stage, the brilliant Mr. Paul Apple.
Hi. So, I've wasted my life because, right, I'm 35 and I'm living with my mum still. And the thing is, right, this morning I saw on Facebook that my friend Ian Five Dogs has he's been in catering for like 18 months, and he said that he's now in charge and responsible for 30 people. Right. I worked in catering for years, but I was only ever responsible for 2 people getting food poisoning. And the thing is that, right, I was just feeling a bit down. So I stayed in bed till 1 and I started watching films because, right, with me, right, I watch films to experience things that are never going to happen to me. So, like, I watched Rocky to experience what it might be like to have a fight, and I watched Chicago to experience what it might be like to be a lawyer, and I watched a porn film to experience what it might be like to be a gas engineer. And but I was disappointed, yeah, because the film, it didn't show the whole film. It missed off the happy ending where the boiler gets signed off as safe for another year. And but I found myself getting worried for the woman at the end of the film because the boiler wasn't fixed, but she had semen in her hair and face, but no hot water to wash it off with. So the thing is that after that, I just went downstairs and had a tea cake, and I went back upstairs, and I was sat on my bed watching classic Coronation Street and having buttered Weetabix. Like, I was having to like chew really, like eat really quietly because I'm banned from eating in bed. Anyway, like my mind was drifting off because I was just thinking, like, how come in my life I've been so bad at job interviews, right? And like, I'm a nervous person, like, as you might see, right? So that's because, like, I was thinking of this time when I had an interview at Odeon Cinema in Manchester near me, and like there was what really annoys me, yeah, what really chafes my nipples is when they ask questions that just I don't think really reflect, the answers won't reflect how you would do the job. Like, one of the questions they asked was, "What's your favorite film?" And I really overthought this, right? Because I was thinking, right, I need to say something interesting, cool, and edgy. So I ended up saying my favorite film was Predator. All right, I got the job, but I didn't realize that when you work for the Odeon Cinema in Manchester, on your name badge they put your name, but underneath your favorite film. So, right, you try showing a group of school kids to Scream 5 when you've got a badge that says Paul Predator. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Kev, is this?
Brilliant, great stuff. Thank you very much. I'm here, Paul. Don't worry, you're safe, mate. You're safe. Thank you very much for that. Brilliant stuff. Enjoyed it very much, and still loads of love coming through for all the acts as well. Chris having a good old laugh. I know you're teasing, Chris. Don't worry. I am as well, my friend. Next Level Sketch. Who are those guys? They're getting a great bit of free advertising to the thousands of people watching this evening. That's all good. We'll share the comedy love. Chris Ashworth there, really enjoying Paul. Amazing set. Oh my God, Paul, the poor woman. What a brilliant set. There we go. Isn't it great when people get their friends to put loads of comments on after they've been on? I'm joking. I'm sure that's not the case at all. But no, it's great. Please do carry on getting involved. And do you know what I forgot to do right at the start? And it gets me in trouble. And I'm sure it's the reason why he then puts loads of comments up from my mum who's watching as well, just to embarrass me. Because you know, like so cool, like 43 years old doing an internet comedy in my hotel room. My family banished to the ensuite. The kids are sleeping. It's not even got a bath, just like a shower bed area. It's not officially a bed, and that's what we tell the kids. And no, there's more than one room to this Airbnb that we're staying. Giving you too many clues. Welsh Airbnb. There's probably only about 3 of those. Goodness, great stuff, Paul. Great stuff, everyone so far. Who have we had? We've had Paul Bishop, Liam Waterhouse, Zoe Brown, and Paul Campbell as well. If you've been enjoying those, please make sure to keep letting us know as well. We are at number 5 already. Come on, let's get into it. Building up a brilliant head of steam now. Been looking forward to seeing this next chap, actually. So again, why do I say these things? I put awful pressure on the act before they've been on. It's my way of encouraging. It genuinely is. If you would go wild and crazy, not just in Carnarvon, but wherever you may be, all over the UK or Gran Canaria. Actually, I did ask, didn't I, for some people to let us know where they're watching from. Gran Canaria is our furthest, I believe, so far that I saw pop up on the screen. If you're further away at the North Wales, like maybe 1980 or something like that from where I am now, please feel free to comment on that. But please go wild, go crazy, put your hands together, stamp your feet, wave your arms in the air and whoop and holler, and welcome to my hotel room, the amazing Raheel Ahmed.
I live with my grandparents. That's how my life's going right now. Describe my grandparents as having the perfect marriage because my granddad's deaf. My grand's borderline blind. They're a real assisted power couple. But it works out well for them because it means that he can't hear her nagging him and she can't see how much he's let himself go. Even though my grand's borderline blind, she still drives. I was with her in the car the other day and she goes to me, she goes, Raheel, is that car parked or is that car moving? I was like, Gran, we're on the motorway. They're all moving. Come on. I moved in though because my granddad had a double hip replacement, and normally you get one done, you come back in a few years, but he managed to haggle a buy one get one free offer on the day. That was 4 years ago, and he hasn't had the strength to kick me out since. But I moved in, to be his carer and help him with his physio. But I really don't like the term carer. I think it implies too much of an emotional attachment. Yep. And I get quite philosophical about being a carer as well. I found out recently that a deaf man falling in the shower does make a sound. So, but to get out of the house, sometimes I decided to volunteer for a charity, and the woman that was taking the diversity training decided to use me as an example. She said, would I call you black or would I call you coloured? And I just stared at her and I went, would you just call me my name, please? Like, it's not that difficult. When my granddad came to this country over 50 years ago, he changed his name to fit in. So he shortened his name from Mohammed to Joe. And sometimes I wish I had a Western name growing up, because then maybe I wouldn't have been called Rachel in primary school. Like Rachel from Friends, if I had any friends. Really bad as well, because I used to get called Rapido. It means fast in Spanish. My ex-girlfriend gave me that nickname. That's a lie. I never had an ex-girlfriend. I just gave myself that nickname for that joke. The thing is, I don't have enough self-esteem even to give myself an imaginary ex-girlfriend. But if I did have an imaginary girlfriend, I'd understand it if she left me. Yeah. The thing is, my grandparents, they just want me to meet somebody and settle down. And, it's really hard to meet people in this day and age, but my grandparents never had that problem because they met on their wedding day. And I think the closest that we have now is there's actually a Muslim version of Tinder. It's called Minder. Yeah, it's a real app. That's one place you'll definitely find 72 virgins. I'm on it as well, so 73. Yeah, and what would I say anyway if I got a match? Do you want to come over between 3 and 5 while my grandparents are having their afternoon nap? If we really hit it off, you can stay for dinner. It's going to be easy to chew. it doesn't really work well, you know. But the thing is, like, I'm a bit of a bad Muslim, and you know, I like to drink sometimes. So that's why it's great living with my grandparents, because there's loads of handrails. You know, if you have a bit too much, you can just drag yourself up to bed. It's fantastic, you know. And I'm Scottish after all, so it happens more often than not. But you know, like, I like to tell people, you know, I'm quite a bad Muslim. The closest I've been to Mecca is when I walk past the bingo. Anyway, that's my time. Thanks a lot, guys. I've been Raheel Ahmed. Take care. Have a good show.
Brilliant, great stuff, Raheel. Thank you, mate. Enjoyed that very much. Brilliant, and again, look, loads of amazing comments coming through for you as well, mate. Hugh Janus, you're back again, are you? Hello, Hugh. He's sleeping in a tent apparently on Puffin Island. Natalie, don't think that your comment about myself not going through in the competition as well, if you got a choice. Avelina, really enjoying it. One of our regular people tuning in there. Hello again, Avelina. You're most welcome. Thank you very much for that. Look, lovely stuff. Great comments coming in. Chris enjoyed that one as well. Brilliant, great stuff. A really good show. Again, like I said, it shouldn't really work this format, should it? But it's been an absolute blast over the last 6 weeks. We've had, there's meant to be 60 acts in it. It's been way more than that. We've always had more than 10 every heat, so it's been way more. It's been like 70 or something. But we had hundreds of applicants to it in the first instance as well. Loads of people we had to disappoint to not get through. But no. 99% of the time, we've absolutely smashed it with the acts that we chose to go through from their videos and biogs and all the rest of it that they sent through to us as well. So thank you so much. I do go on about it every single week, but without the acts giving their time and having a go at the silly little idea of a Nocky 2020 competition in light of everything that's going on in the world, it wouldn't be the show that is. So thank you very much, Raheel, and everyone else who's been on competition so far as well. We're going to have to come back, aren't we? We're going to have to do, I don't know, live versions of it. It will never catch on. Live comedy, I don't know. Very odd thing, if you ask me. Where are we up to now? We're up to our halfway point of the evening already. We're halfway through. Loads of love has been coming through for this act as well. She does loads of online comedy and things already. Which I've had a pleasure tuning into a couple of those as well. So really looking forward to this set. So, but obviously, without further ado, you know what you need to do. Wherever you're sat, and don't feel ashamed or shy doing this. Give the acts a round of applause. Laugh out loud, as you would do. You know, it's a TV show without a laughter track. That's all it is at the end of the day. So really kick back, relax, and enjoy yourselves. And welcome to my hotel room. I won't say that. Welcome to your lounge, your hotel room. Oh God, wherever you're watching this, please welcome to the stage the mighty Lucy Orchard. Okay. Well, unless this is a very niche way to start her set, there's a chance that she's not there. Just keep it up like that. I mean, this could, you know, there's some cutting edge comedy has been on this series so far. Stuff way above my head that I haven't quite got to grips with. What we'll do, I think, if it's okay, Sam, can you give me the thumbs up, mate? Would you be okay to jump in? There you go. True pro. Oh, Lucy's back. Hang on. But she looks like she's frozen again, unless this is majorly niche. Kane, could you let's remove Lucy for the time being. Give her an opportunity to get herself sorted out and plug some stuff, turn it off and on again. That generally works for me, I find. And next act, look, a guy again doing some great stuff on the circuit, the real circuit out there. A pleasure, the standard of people that are coming forward and being in the competition. So let's cut forward. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. He's giving me the thumbs up. It's all good to go. Ladies and gentlemen, smooth as, nice and relaxed. There's no stress here. Everything's working perfectly fine. Welcome to stage, the superb Sam Serrano.
Hi everyone. So what I love about doing online gigs is even though I'm not in the room, I can still see everyone go, "What the fuck is just coming to the screen?" I'll explain. I'm quite camp. I'm camp because my mum and dad are divorced, so I didn't have a male role model growing up. All I know about my dad is whenever he heard the song "Here Comes the Sun," he used to shit himself like he was running away from responsibility. So actually, when Lucy came on, there was nothing there. Very much like video chat with my dad. So I'll tell you a little bit more about me. I'm quite young, I'm quite young. I'm 20. I'm not like other 20-year-olds though. Like a lot of my friends are into fitness. Some of them have Fitbits. I don't have a Fitbit because I've got a personality, which very much sorted that out. People always run over and going, "Oh my God, guess how many steps I've done?" Like, I don't know, too many in my direction. Fuck off. Too few off a cliff, not bad. If I ever have a child who's one of these fitness freaks, I'm just going to kick him out of the house. Then we'll see how keen he is on squatting. I don't watch the same TV as other teenagers as well. Like a lot of my friends, they watch Don't Tell the Bride. I think Don't Tell the Bride's a bit of a wasted opportunity, and they need to branch out into other celebrations, like funerals. Some people tend to judge me when I say that, but I don't think there's one person in the world who wouldn't watch Don't Tell the Widow. I think it would be an absolutely brilliant show. I'll tell you something else about me. I've got learning difficulties, which is fun. People always say stupid stuff to you when you got learning difficulties. My mum's the worst for this. She always goes, Sam, I wouldn't want you any other way, which is bullshit. Because that makes it sound like she wanted me to be disabled. Like when she was pregnant and people were going, "Do you want a boy or a girl?" She was like, "Oh, I don't mind as long as he's got no social skills whatsoever." Teachers do it to me too. They go, "Oh, Sam, just because you've got learning difficulties, it doesn't mean you can't do what other people can do." Which is exactly what it means. So I hope people like that joke because not everyone does. I had someone come over to me after a gig once and they went, "You were fucking disgusting." I went, "Excuse me?" They went, "You were vile on that stage, pretending you've got learning difficulties." I went, "Oh, I'm not pretending. I've got something called Kabuki syndrome. It's a bit like autism." And then she put a finger on my lips and went, No. I know you don't have learning difficulties." I went, "You're not my fucking doctor. How do you know?" She went, "I know you don't have learning difficulties because I've just seen you talk for 20 minutes. So you're not properly disabled, are you?" Which I know sounds really bad, but I think it's the most supportive thing my mum has ever said to me. So, and I'll quickly leave you on this. A lot of people tend to assume that I'm just camp and I don't have any proper jokes, but actually I do have a bit of a masculine side. Like one of the best nights of my life was spent in a football stadium. It was the Manchester Etihad Stadium. I sang along with all the songs they were singing, cheered at the right bits, wore the right clothes. Don't think I've ever felt more accepted in my life. It was for the Taylor Swift Reputation tour. So, and yeah, that's it from me. I'll see you all again soon, hopefully in real life next time.
Thank you very much, Sam. This is real life, mate. What are you talking about? This is my life. Anyway, don't knock it. No, brilliant stuff. Thank you very much, Sam, and for jumping in nice and quickly on your toes. You've got to be on your toes for this as well. Loads of great comments coming through. Colin there, funny stuff. Sam, well done. Sam, someone said you are cute and funny. Look at that. Hey, no one's ever said that about me during the show. I know there'll be a flood of them now. You don't feel you need to, guys and girls. Don't feel that you need to do that at all. But no, some brilliant stuff. Lovely, great set. Let's just see as well. I can see Lucy's little face down in that window there. Do you want to give me a thumbs up if you're happy, Lucy? If you think that we're kicking on this? I think yes. Okay. Yes. Oh, arms aloft. She is very excited, as you should be. A bit of a false start before. Let's give it another go. Well done, Kane, as well. I should say from jokepit.com. I will do your advert in a moment shortly. I don't need to do adverts for them, but I should really mention jokepit.com. We do a brilliant job of hosting this, and Kane of being our producer as well. Your go-to for all your online and live comedy needs. I kind of make up the slogans in the moment. They probably don't do that in marketing too much today. I think Lucy is good and ready to go. Rock and roll. Let's go for it. Put your hands together. Go wild and crazy. Again, you did it great. I could hear you before. Through the wilderness, the noise is making its way out to me. And welcome to the stage, please, Lucy Orchard.
Hello, everybody. Hello. I'm so sorry for the drama. I'm excited to be a part of this tonight. Just themes that have come before me. I'll be just like Joan Rivers, Victoria Wood, and my personal heroine, RuPaul. Because I think you need a set of bollocks on you to do stand up on a webcam. But I never knew I could have the confidence to do stand up. And I asked my boyfriend, do you think I've got it? And he said, darling, you got it in the bag. He said, for one thing, you look funny. He said, I sound funny. And recently he said, I've tasted funny. Don't worry if you didn't laugh at that joke. All right. That joke is always a bit Marmite. And I don't mean the punchline. I just mean the texture and the viscosity. It is a mess down there lately. It wasn't neat beforehand, and now it's like one of those national parks they reintroduced wolves to. All joking aside, it can't taste that bad. Heston Blumenthal once asked me to be course 2 for his course taster menu. Like a lot of you, I used to have a job. I'm a former European truck driver, long distance international tramper, but I didn't plan to be a truck driver. My ex steered me into it. We only dated for round about a year, and if you don't like truck puns, I'd buckle in now. But it was never going to last. He drove me crazy. It was long distance, and he was a narcissist. That's not at all, actually. Being a woman driver, you'd think I'd be inundated with offers of romance. To be honest, I thought I'd be elbow deep in dick by now. But the last men were there to steal my diesel. Don't judge me. I let them. I was lonely and I liked the attention. In case your man turns up in the middle of the night, and once he feels sad, he leaves you feeling empty to comprehend. Just on the A43 if you want the address. In fact, the family planning nurse asked me what I'm using for contraception whilst on the road, and I explained my sparkling wit and my masculating occupation. I literally can't get pregnant. But I'd like to use this forum just to take a second to dispel the myth that truck drivers sit in their cabs all day watching porn and masturbating. I don't watch porn. I'm a lady. And I have no imagination. But thank you for letting me be a part of this tonight. If you want to see more of me, you can find me just near Peterborough in a lay-by on the A43. And don't worry about me tasting funny. I've checked the symptoms sheet. It was just a slight case of thrush. Handing it back to you, Kev. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lucy. Great stuff. We got you there. We had a bit of a jumpy image, but the audio came through great. So that was superb. That was brilliant. And James Walsh was absolutely loving the truck puns as well. Brilliant stuff. Look, I mentioned them before. JoePitt.com though, in seriousness, do support us doing this and loads of our other projects. They ticket all our live show. Do you know we do actually do real comedy out in the world? I don't like calling it like real comedy as well. It's frustrating. This a bit of a moan from me now, because obviously, you know, this all kicked off and then we had loads of people going online and being really creative and doing stuff to keep performing, which I am a supporter of. I do it as well. I think it's been amazing, the creativity and the spirit that has been out there to keep entertainment going and to keep people performing and pushing themselves in new directions, trying things that they'd never have tried before. And that obviously had a load of naysayers, didn't it? Of, oh, it's not real comedy, and look, it seems to be going quite well for some people. And all of a sudden, loads of the people that were slagging it off then were doing online shows as well. The next thing that came along was the outdoor gigs. and that wasn't good enough for some people because outdoor comedy is not real comedy, is it? But then before you know it, there's the naysayers were slowly doing their outdoor gigs as well, and obviously now the indoor gigs are allowed, but with less numbers, obviously limited capacities. Real comedy is back. But I would just say to all the acts and you guys tuning in, and all the people that have been doing the online stuff, the outdoor gigs and everything as well, that is the true spirit of comedy, in my opinion. You guys testing yourselves, doing shows where you're not too sure whether it's going to pay off financially or otherwise to be doing it, but coming up, and there's been people doing some gigs in fantastic places with brilliant lineups, and it's been I'm not going to say that I'll be sad when all of this is over and we return to normality, but I think we definitely will miss a lot of the creativity in it and stuff that people have been coming up with. It's been an absolute joy, to be honest with you. I'm not going to get teary yet, don't worry. I'll save that for the final. I promise I will cry at the final, okay, when we get to the last bit of it. But yeah, look, keep letting us know who's going through. Keep checking out jokepit.com as well. They loads of online live stream gigs and loads of real gigs as well. You can see all our live stuff that we've got going on there as well. We've got a gig with Joe Caulfield coming up in South Manchester, if you're anywhere near there, this coming Thursday as well. I will be back. My holidays will be over. Look, been a fantastic show as always so far tonight. The quality, blown away by it again. Thank you very much, everyone, for throwing yourselves into it. And we've got 5 more to go this evening. I know a couple of them as well. They're blooming good. So stay tuned. You're not going to be disappointed. Should we get to our next one? I think we should do. If you would, start the applause wherever you are on your sofas. I don't think, by the way, that we've got anyone that we're going to by mistake this evening. If you didn't see that last week, absolutely amazing. Went to Elsa and Callum, I think it was, if I remember correctly, in their bedroom, because I gave them not the link to watch the show, the link, if you're an act, to be on it. Yeah, that was quite awkward. That's worth going back over last week's show for that alone. Thankfully, they took it in great spirit. It could have got very awkward. They were in bed watching the show as well last week. If you're out there again, hi guys. Hey, if you want to, if that turns you on watching the show in bed, then why not? Happy days, whatever it is. Look, our next act is wonderful. She was in the West Didsbury Comedy Festival again as well. Did fantastically in that, an act I like a great deal. So put your hands together, go wild, go crazy, make loads of noise, get your neighbours asking, what the heck are you up to in there? And then give them the link. They can tune in as well, can't they? And welcome to your stage and our stage, the amazing Natalie Husden.
Hi guys, hope you're all having a good night. I've been having a bit of a shit time recently as I've just filed for divorce. It's a bit awkward as my husband's upstairs watching this and I haven't told him yet. Only joking, babe. I'll keep him on the toes. Welcome to my little padded basement room where I, don't worry, record voiceovers. This space came in really handy during lockdown because I've got 2 spawn. My firstborn, darling, special girl, and my spare, the insurance policy. My husband's work never stopped. The lucky bastard positively skipped out to his car in the morning. So I often just came down here and hid from my kids. Soundproofed, had fuck all work on. Lockdown started well. I thought I'm going to take the time to really be present with them and connect with the little twats before I lose them to the school system, yeah. We'll bake, paint, do nature shit. And it was lovely for a week. By week 2, it's pissing it down. A little shop's become an exciting trip out. And I know if I hear Joe Wicks whoop or shout out one more time, I'm going to lunge kick the fucking plasma. So I do think there should be an inquiry into the government's handling of coronavirus, starting with why didn't they open a massive COVID children's home to support unwilling stay-at-home parents like me? It's all about opening hospitals. The Nightingale. It's good to hear Greater Manchester's come out of their local lockdown. I grew up on the outskirts in Stockport. We pretended it was Cheshire, but it wasn't. But I think these local lockdowns have raised a really important awareness about an issue because we all know about the dangers of Holocaust deniers, the dangers of climate change deniers, And finally, we're learning about postcode deniers. To cheer me up in lockdown, my husband started organising date nights. We'd get dressed up, eat out in the garden. One particularly memorable lockdown date night started with a row, like all good date nights. He walked in on me shaving and said, nah, I don't want to see that. I said, we've been together for years. Don't be so ridiculous. Do you want me to come out tonight with a moustache? He hates me wearing dark lipstick, so just for him that night, I decided to wear black. When I got outside, he had the face on. I said, what is your problem with dark lipstick? He goes, it freaks me out. I said, it's good to be freaked out every now and then in a relationship. How do you think I felt when you poked it in my ass that first time? By accident. To my best mate split with her husband just before lockdown, 2 kids, shit times, but probably good timing. And my friend, let's call her Claire Jenkins, because that's her name. In lockdown, she was getting loads of attention on the apps, and now she's always out at bars and restaurants on dates, and I'm jealous because I'm not supposed to do all that now. Apparently that's inappropriate when you're married. My husband's really traditional about these things. However, I sat him down this weekend and told him that lockdown had made me weigh up a lot of things, and that yes, I'm a mother and a wife, but I've come to realise that I self-identify as single. So he has to respect that. Thanks, guys. Feel free to connect with me on Tinder.
Great stuff. Thank you very much, Natalie. Superb. Brilliant. Really enjoyed that set. And loads of love, obviously, coming through again as well for you there. People enjoying the postcode deniers. There we go. Exactly what I was just about to mention as well. We have 4 more acts for you to go, and I'm going to keep the pace going, I think. Puffin Island. So, sorry, next act. Just get this, otherwise I'll forget this. So, we have people taking pictures of a car and then denying it. Registration number recorded deniers as well, claiming they were taking a picture of a scenic bridge in the background. I didn't believe them for a second. We have the 220 odd steps down to the lighthouse where they don't put the sign on to tell you that the lighthouse is close to the bottom. And then we had the trip to Puffin Island, the boat trip, where they don't tell you until you're far enough from the shore that you won't be seeing any puffins at Puffin Island because they don't come back till April. They don't put that in the advertising either, do they? But as I said, we're having a fantastic holiday in Wales. We don't feel that we're being taken advantage of whatsoever at all. No, we are loving it. It's a great trip, great place where we are at the moment. And I'm sure this next act is going to put us in a great place as well. You see the little link that was there. Just start the applause again wherever you are enjoying yourself. I'm glad that so many of you are tuning in tonight and enjoying it so much as well. Letting us know on the comments. Thank you very much for that. Keep that going right up to the end when we'll be announcing the 2 acts from tonight going through to the grand final. This is the last heat, so last chance for people going through this evening. Maybe our next act will be one of those 2. We will see. Please welcome to the stage. Go wild, go crazy, and welcome Mr. Mike Wardley.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, so I'm still relatively new to comedy, so I still kind of crave that feedback and that acceptance from my peers. I had a gig last weekend, which I thought went really, really well, until afterwards, one of the comedians messaged me and accused me of plagiarism. His words, not mine. I know what you're thinking. Shane Ward's had a tough lockdown. Look, I'm obviously big. There's no hiding from that. But hey, if the comedy goes well, new face of Giacomo. I've tried different diets, I've lost weight, and I've gained it, and I've lost it, and I've gained it, and everyone's like, Mike, stop the diets. What you need to do is you need to eat clean. Eat clean, just do the clean eating, eat clean. I thought, right, I'll try that. It is unbelievable. Last night, I had a kebab in the shower. Get in. Using garlic sauce like shower gel. Yeah, come on. No, I'm sick of hearing about man cave. I've got a man cave. Oh, you should see my man cave. Just because you bought a plaque out of Home Bargains for $1.99 and stuck it on your door doesn't make it a cave. You're nearly 40. Grow up. Oh, but Mike, you should see it. I've got a fridge with beers in. I've got a dartboard. I've got a telly. Just call it what it is. It's a wank shack. My best mate's dad used to say, best things in life are free. It's a great man. Shit pimp. Why can't girls ever take a compliment with clothing? This conversation will have happened, right, in any of your workplaces or on any night out that you go on. This is two lads first in this conversation. Is that a new top? Yeah, it is, yeah. It's nice. Cheers, and that's it. But girls, you answer with the price and where you bought it from. I like your top. £16 River Island. Was it? It's lush. They had loads. I might get one. You should. I'm now saying you should. Your eyes are saying do it and I'll cut you. But it's the only time you do that. You don't go around each other's house and then go, hey, God, your house is beautiful. £199,950. Bellway. So Jeremy Kyle was cancelled last year. There was a guest who tragically committed suicide. So the producers and Jeremy and ITV and everybody sat down and quite rightly agreed to pull it off air. What I can't quite understand is how the well-being of guests wasn't really questioned before that point. So you get Jeremy doing this piece to camera where he's like pleading for future guests. He's like, do you suffer from gambling addiction? Does your loved one spend all of his time in the bookies chasing that next win? Have your life savings being pissed away on a dead cert on the Grand National? Is gambling ruining your marriage? Then we want to hear from you. The Jeremy Kyle Show. Sponsored by FoxyBingo.com. Right, I'm off into my man cave. Thank you very much. Good night.
Brilliant stuff. Lovely backdrop as well. Green screen in it there, Mr. Mike Wardley. Very fancy. Like it. Great stuff. Very strong. Loads of love coming through for you as well. People need to know where they can get that garlic sauce shower gel from during lockdown. There you go. Greg Davies there asking about that. Some lovely stuff. Brilliant. As I said before, the quality, and it's not easy. Believe me, it's not easy talking to a camera like this and doing your sets without the feedback and stuff. But no, throwing yourself into it, that's the answer. Really enjoyed that, Mike. That was brilliant. Jimbo Barnes enjoying that as well. Loads of stuff going on. And comments as well that have nothing to do with this that I'm reading. I do apologise. See, I told you it's not easy doing this from a Airbnb in the middle of nowhere in Wales with amazing internet connection. I'm glad, but how fucking annoying in the same instance as well. Look, we're going to keep the pace going. I think they're there. I can see them. They're ready. They are. There you go. A little cheers. Back to you as well, and the thumbs up. Lovely stuff. Look, go wild, go crazy. Welcome our next act to wherever you are watching this. The internet, isn't it an amazing thing? And go wild, go crazy. Put your hands together, stamp your feet, and welcome Samia Ridder.
Hello. I may be talking to a green dot on my computer, but I still know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, it's a woman again. I can't say I don't find women funny anymore, but I can go to the loo when she's on. And the fact is you can. So go ahead. My dad's Saudi, so if you want to be sexist, you're going to have to try a little bit harder. Like a lot of second generations, I don't really feel that Arab, but I am. I mean, I'm not Lawrence of Arabia Arabic, like Alec Guinness. But yeah, my dad's Saudi. I've got a Saudi passport, which is great if you're going on holiday to Yemen, Kurdistan, North Korea. Pretty shit if you want to go to America. Sometimes I'll travel on my Saudi passport anyway. It annoys the people I'm traveling with because I do have a British passport, but I also have a thing for people in uniform with latex gloves. I think sexism also, it sort of starts in childhood, doesn't it? Like when my mom said to my brother, you're funny, she was paying him a compliment. But when she said to me, you're funny, she meant, for fuck's sake, love, tone it down, or we'll never get a shot of you. But she did get a shot of me. I've got a kid. Didn't really plan on having kids. I remember turning around to my son's daddy-to-be and saying, listen, David, we need to talk. I'm pregnant. And he said, my name's Andrew. All right, Andrew, I'm still pregnant. And he pulled that same kind of face, all sort of scared and scrunched up and red and a little bit teary, pretty much like the one he was pulling at the point of conception. And I remember clearly thinking to myself, oh, crap. If only I'd sold my eggs on the internet like I planned, I could be $3,000 up and maybe a fetus down. But I stuck with Andrew and we made a life together because I needed the money. And he really does remind me of David. Thanks, guys.
Great stuff. Thank you very much, Samia. Enjoyed that. Greatly superb. And look, we are on to last two acts of the evening. You'll know if you've tuned in and watched this before. We normally, majority of the time, have a little special guest that comes on from maybe a pro standing in comedy to do a little 5 minutes for us while the judges are secret, top secret judges. Lots of Wayne bunkers are rushing into there, and the joke is no longer topical. Kev, people don't really talk about that much anymore. I'm going to keep doing it. I'll probably do it on September the 20th in the final as well. Make sure you put that in your diaries. But unfortunately, they have not been able to make it this evening. So there's going to be a rather awkward moment when we'll probably just have to play the theme tune, the introduction little video again, and hope that that's long enough for me to contact them. But basically, this is a message to the judges to, at the end of the show, get in touch straight away with who you think should be going through. And then we'll have about 1 minute 30 to discuss that. And yeah, for the decision to be made. Goodness, final is going to be amazing. We've had 2 acts going through from each heat so far. Also in the final is Anna Thomas, who won our West Didsbury Comedy Festival New Act competition that ended up being online, as I mentioned earlier, as well. So she automatically wins a place through to the final. There will also be a wild card from, I don't know how we're going to pick, because we've literally caused chaos and hatred on the internet on occasion with the decision of the judges, which is final, and for their own reasons who they've put through. So yeah, 1 wild card from 70 acts, which is going to be ridiculous. So in the final, we have got already lined up, trust me, a very, very special guest comic that's going to be doing a turn on that while the judges are deliberating. We might even get to meet our judges as well, if I can. They're doing this for free. I might have to pay them some money. Try not to get away with that if we can. But then also 14 acts in the final. So it's going to be an absolutely massive night. I'm going to wear like clothes, probably a dicky bow and stuff like that as well. An amazing show coming up for you on September the 20th. And tonight, only 2 more acts left to play up for those final 2 places. It can change at any moment. It's so exciting. Let's get the next one on, shall we? Yes, there we go. They're there. They're ready as well. Cameras appear to be working. Amazing. I love it when it's all as smooth as it should be. Look, this is it. Your last 2. The penultimate. That's the word that I'm fucking looking for. The penultimate. Sorry to swear just before you come on. The penultimate act of Nocky 2020 heats. I know we've made it to that point. It's only taken us 6 weeks. Please go wild, go crazy. Try not to cry. Please don't. And welcome to the stage, the amazing Hitto Unadkat. That's what I'm going for. Unadkat. Yes, welcome.
Well done, well done, well done. You got my surname right. Round of applause there, Kev. Well done. But yeah, I am Hits Unadkat. I bet you're thinking, what the hell is a Hits Unadkat? Well, my mom decided to give me a really odd name, but I'm an Indian. And it's Indians that really piss me off with my name, actually, because whenever I say, oh, my name's Hits, they're like, oh, Hits, is that for Hitesh? But no, Dikesh, it's for Hitto. Literally, we put an esh on the end of everything, and that's how we come up with names, being Indian. But like I said, I am Indian, and the Indian accent is what I'm going to talk about today in my 3 minutes, because I think it's quite hilarious. I do have a laugh when I do go back to my parents' house, but we can't pronounce V's and W's. So, for example, very is very, and wicked is wicked. A fridge freezer is a frizz. So I'll go home on a weekend. My mum will make dinner. We'll all be eating. At the end of dinner, I'll be helping my mum pack away. So I'll be like, "Oh, mum, where do I put this?" She says, "Just put it in the frizz." My mum, what the fuck is the frizz? Is it the fridge or the freezer? I still don't know, so I'm just going to put it next to the frizz. A few more. Development is development. Emergency is emergency. Divorce is divorce. So it's really funny in my house when you hear my mum on the phone. I mean, the funniest one, though, is instead of electricity, we say electricity. We literally cannot pronounce electricity. So it's electric city. It sounds cool. Electric City, man. Like, I want to go there. I want to know where this place is. But yeah, my mum will be on the phone and she'll be like, "Oh my God, do you remember Kanta Ben's daughter, Sunita? Yeah, she got married to Pradeep's son. Yes, but there's been a development in the marriage and they've had to have an emergency divorce." And then my dad would be like, "Get off the phone. You're wasting the electricity." Proper funny in my house. But the worst thing about being Indian is being hungover in an Indian household. So I'll go home on a weekend to my mum and dad's, and I'll let the lads know, "Oh, lads, I'm coming to Leicester for the weekend." Obviously, that's not happened in ages because everyone in Leicester can't bloody behave themselves and they're still in bloody lockdown. But when I do go to Leicester, we go out, go to the pub, get drunk. I'll come home. I'll wake up in the morning hungover. So I'll go downstairs. You see the bread, brilliant. You see the toaster, great. So put bread in the toaster, make some toast, open the fridge, get the margarine tub out, open it, bloody curry in it. Every single time, curry. We love a good tub. And it takes 5 or 6 attempts until I actually find the margarine in the correct tub. And when I do, my toast has gone bloody cold. So that's that. I mean, that is just it. That really frustrates me. Now, another thing is, I bet none of you knew that the sat nav was actually invented by 2 Sikh brothers called Satvinder and Navdeep. In India, we call it a Satnav. Hey! But no, really, it's very funny. And another thing is we can't. I mean, one of my aunties calls ice cream So you go to her house and she'll be like, "Would you like some ice cream?" I'm like, "Auntie, I would not like cream from your arse." That's been me. I've been Hits and Adcat. If you vote for me, fantastic. I'd love it. I'd love to get through to the final. I've got so much more. Thank you very much. Back to you, Kev. Cheers.
Awesome, great stuff, Hits. Brilliant. Loads of energy. Loved it. Lovely set. And loads of love coming through for you as well, Nadine. They're saying, "Gotta save those margarine tubs." So yeah, you've obviously hit, and there you go, up on the screen that as well. Thank you, Nadine, for getting involved. Hits is going to be a big hit from Colin Owen. Look at that, like that. That's nice Hits. Very funny. Getting in on it. I like it. I'm borderline racist, but I think Hits is allowed to say some things that the rest of us aren't. I think we know that we know the lie of the land at the moment. I'm joking, Avelina. I love you dearly. And you did say you had a picture of me on your wall earlier, which I didn't read out. Apologies for that. Ice cream as well. Sarah Crowley. Oh, hi, Sarah. You're a regular as well. Thanks very much for chipping in there as well. Next Level Sketch, pronouncing it. Nadine, my mum pronounces Coke wrong. Can you guess how? I think we've got a good idea, Nadine. I think we have. Thank you very much for that as well. Look, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is no pressure on this act, but I haven't counted them all. Let's call it 70. 70 acts later after we started 6 weeks ago. Oh, do you remember? Oh no, life was exactly the same then. Maybe even it was probably a little bit worse. It's got slightly better over the last 6 weeks. I'm glad that we've done our bit. We've been a part of that in some way or another for you. Yeah, from that many acts down to now our final act of the 6 heats. Who does 6 heats or anything as well? What a stupid number. We'll work on that for next time around. It's been an absolute joy and a pleasure, and headlining the heats I mean, I did say to him earlier, you're last, mate, you're headlining the show. You're not to put any pressure on you. You're headlining the whole fucking tournament. Pretty fucking final, obviously, as well. But look, for the last time in the heats, please, wherever you are, make loads of noise. Literally open your windows, scream out, scream, Nocky 2020. I love Kev. You know, whatever you want to do, chuck us 50p into the kitty, whatever it might be as well. We would love you to do that. That would help us to do more of this crazy shit going forwards. And welcome to the stage. No pressure at all. Sorry, I feel terribly. I'm just so emotional right now. I'm really very emotional. Look, last act. Bring him on and welcome the superb, brilliant Mr. Sean King.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here. So during the lockdown, I recently came out to my parents as a stand-up comedian, and my parents didn't like this very much. I came out to both my parents at the same time. I said, Mom, Dad, I'm a stand-up comedian. My mom said, no, bro, you're a doctor. And that really hurt my feelings because my mother called me bro. My mother addressed me as brother. That's what my mother said, my actual mother, my real mother, like the one that broke water for me. You remember that event when your mother's water broke for you? Now, when my mom was pregnant with me, her water actually didn't break. The reason being is my mom was pregnant with me in Africa. There's not enough water in Africa to start breaking it. Breaking water in Africa is a federal offense. But anyways, my parents would not let me be a stand-up comedian, so I had to protest my parents' decision. But protesting is actually really hard because what they don't tell you about protesting is that protesting is a team.
Sean, I've only done this twice during the whole tournament, but I mean, you were there summing up the problems that I've had all the way through these last 6 weeks. It was almost a homage to the way the tournament has been at times as well, but the sound isn't the best. Would you take the headphones out for it and try it without those, and we'll start your 3 minutes again, mate?
Oh, is it stuttering or
is that all right? Sorry, I mean, this rarely happens at gigs that someone comes on stage and tells you to stop, obviously, but I just so it's as good for you as it can possibly be, and we did give Lucy a chance to be set up earlier as well.
Is the audio stuttering or is it just too low? Or
no, that's way better. That works now.
Right.
Okay, that works. Right, what we do, I don't think no one's noticed that bit, Sean. So, Kane, if we just remove Sean from the screen for a moment. There you go. So here we are at the end of 6 weeks. Who'd have imagined it? Six heats. Oh, God knows how many acts. I haven't counted them. Probably should have. Oh, let's say about 70, shall we? But it's been emotional. Oh, I'm getting emotional now. You've not heard me say any of this stuff before. Oh, I'm putting so much pressure on him. But let's. There you go. Let's get it right. Let's do it properly for him. And welcome to the stage, the wonderful Mr. Sean King.
All right, thank you very much. Back again. So I recently came out to my parents as a stand-up comedian, and my parents didn't like this very much. I came out to both my parents at the same time. I said, Mom, Dad, I'm a stand-up comedian. My mom said, no, bro, you're a doctor. And that really hurt my feelings because my mother called me bro. My mother addressed me as brother. That's what my mother said, my actual mother, my real mother, like the one that broke water for me. Do you remember that event when your mother's water broke for you? Now, when my mom was pregnant with me, her water actually didn't break. The reason being is my mom was pregnant with me in Africa, and there's not enough water in Africa to start breaking it. Breaking water in Africa is a federal offense. But anyways, my parents would not let me be a stand-up comedian, so I had to protest my parents' decision. But protesting is actually really hard because what they don't tell you about protesting is that protesting is a team activity. It is very difficult to protest alone. Like I used to do marches or I used to do marches. Did you know that a one-man march is just called exercise? Like, it's ridiculous. I'm also a proud Catholic. I'm a very proud Catholic. I like Jesus. I do not like the taste of his body. I do not like the taste of the body of Christ. It's gone to the point where if I go to church and you offer me the body of Christ, I expect to be offered several dippings, okay? If I go to church and you offer me the body of Christ, I expect to be offered the ketchup of Christ, the mayo of Christ, the sweet chili sauce of Christ. I expect to be offered it all because when I go to church, I'm always really hungry. And the reason I'm hungry is because when I go to church, I have wake up really, really early, so I usually don't get breakfast. And I can go quite a long time without eating. I can actually go quite a long time without eating. I have this thing called African genes, so going a long time without eating has never been a problem. But when I go to church, I want everything you have to offer. I want all the appendages. I want the legs of Christ, the arms of Christ. And I'm sorry, actually, if there's anyone here who isn't religious, who does not know what the body of Christ is, basically, when us Catholics go to church, we are given a piece of cardboard, which we consume, which we call the body of Christ. And this thing is so bland, it literally tastes like dry wood. The body of Christ literally tastes like dry wood. It's gone to the point where if Catholics are what they eat, they are Pinocchio. And this annoys me, yeah, because I bet the body of Christ is only bland in England. Yeah, I bet the body of Christ is only bland in England. Yeah, I bet somewhere spicy like Brazil. Yeah, I bet somewhere spicy like Brazil, the body of Christ is a chicken tikka. Yeah, I bet in Brazil they don't even leave a church. They don't even go to a church for the body of Christ. I bet in Brazil you can go to your nearest Nando's, order the body of Christ right off the menu. Right off the menu. Just kind of have some chips, a platter of chicken, and a cheeky body of Christ. Anyway, thank you very much. That's my time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sean King. Thank you, mate. We were better off second time around. I think we were better off, and some love coming through for you as well. So thank you very much, mate, for making those couple of changes for us right at the end. These things happen. We do get tech issues come up. Of course we do. It's the nature of the show. I'm doing it from a cottage in Wales, for goodness sake. Anything can happen at any time. Nadine as well, been a great supporter of the acts tonight. Thank you very much, Nadine. Hope you'll be joining us for the final, getting in. Roderick Miller there as well, chipping in. Loads of other comments for all the other acts as well. And that's it for the heats. That is 70 acts that have been on and performed for just 12 official places in the final, plus Anna Thomas, who won our West Didsbury Comedy Festival tournament, going straight through to the final of this as well. And then one wildcard, which is ridiculous to only have one. As I keep saying, what idiot came up with this format and these rules? Look, Nathan's chipping in there. Great acts tonight. He's enjoyed Paul Campbell, Rahil, and Mike Wardley. As I said, normally we have an act come on now, which allows me to get on the phone to the judges to have a little bit of feedback from them, basically, and they tell me who they think's going through, and I respect the decision of the judges. Unfortunately, the act that we had lined up has had to put out fairly last minute this evening. So what we're going to do in record time is, so this is good for all the acts watching, you're going to find out much sooner this evening as well, and then everyone else that's watching can start slagging off me and the format of the competition quite quickly as well. So you get to bed much earlier, but you still get to give me some grief, so that's great. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, thank you for your comments there. Well done, everyone, and all the 70 contestants. You're right, it's been an absolutely cracking tournament. I've loved pretty much every moment of it, apart from when I've had those tech gremlins and stuff myself. Look, there'll be a bit more witter from me coming up, don't fear. I'm going to go for that mega quick phone call now. I think I've got it all set up. So we're going to run the theme tune, the theme music with the video for tonight's show. It's about 1 minute 30, I think. So don't go anywhere. I will be back in 1 minute 30 with the two acts progressing from tonight's show. I'll see you in a moment. Hello. Goodness, that does go quite quick when you're trying to get something done during that time, but we managed it. We did. And we've got your 2 acts progressing this evening. Again, comments from the judges just about the standard and hating me for the format of the show as well, and the pressure that I put on them to do this job on my behalf. So I can sidestep it and apportion all blame to someone else as well. What they did want to say, I've just sort of alluded to there as well, quality, fantastic. Came back with, had a list of about 4 or 5 people basically who that's kind of big ticks beside during their set, although saying obviously they'd enjoyed everyone that had been on this evening, as I think we all had. So a round of applause to all of the acts that have been on tonight. And in fact, let's give everyone a shout out, shall we, before that announcement. We had, feels like a long time ago now, we had Phil Bishop followed by Liam Waterhouse, Zoe Brown. Apologies, I'm looking away because I am reading these. Paul Campbell, Raheel Ahmed, Lucy Orchard, Sam Serrano, Natalie Husden, Mike Wardley, Sammy Aridia, Hit, yeah, let's call him Hit, Hits Unadkat, and Sean King closing the show for us as well. Some fantastic stuff through there. Look, one thing, and to reiterate this as well, as much for the acts as you guys watching at home, in the live gigs that I do, the stuff out there in tents and fields and sometimes in real comedy venues as well when we can, we always support all the new acts that come through. We've given, just during the course of this tournament, people that have been involved in it already or previous West Didsbury Comedy Festival, given people paid gigs with the likes of Boothby Graffo, Russell Kane, Dane Baptiste. We've got some stuff coming up with Simon Rodkin, Joe Caulfield as well. So as much as we love to get these big names come down and do our gigs, we're always doing stuff to support new comedy. If you're in Manchester, October the 8th, my birthday, a new night, COVID allowing, starting at the Impossible Theatre. We've got that going on, which is just all about the absolute, don't think you're getting sold short or anything like that, but just amazing quality acts. The younger scene basically breaking through, all professionals, but the very best that you can see. Some stuff coming up, all sorts of venues, some really cool stuff, breweries and other spaces. It's going to be mad. Nodding Dog Comedy, check us out on jokepit.com. Actually, that'd be your place to find it. But without further ado, because I'm sure that this is what you're waiting for, not to hear me plugging the other stuff that we get up to, but please do check it out on Facebook and Twitter and all the rest as well. 2 acts going through this evening. My phone just pinged. That's okay. It's not about that. Going through this evening, again, the quality was amazing. We can't wait to welcome these to our final. First up, and this is in no particular order, we have Raheel Ahmed going through to our final on September the 20th. Congratulations, Raheel. And the second act through this evening is Hits Unadkat. Thank you very much, Hits. They are our 2 acts going through from the heat this evening. There were special mentions to other acts. I don't think it's fair to say those online because then it leaves some people out, and everyone's done fantastic, done a brilliant job for us tonight. Thank you very much. We'll be in touch with all the acts, obviously, to pass on the feedback and our love and support. And thank you so much for all of you guys online this evening. You've literally smashed it out the park, I think, more than ever before. I'm sure there must be more comments than there has been any other night as well. But loads of love coming through for those acts coming through. A really tough, impossible decision. There is one idiot wildcard place up for grabs as well. We'll be announcing that in the next week or so, certainly on the build up to the final on September the 20th. It's going to be very full. There's going to be 14 acts on. I'm going to dress up, a special backdrop and everything arranged as well. We've got an amazing headline special pro act that evening as well, where you might even get to meet your judges. If you've enjoyed tonight's show, please do check out the links in the comments to chip in 50p, a quid, whatever you think. It just helps us do more stuff. That's all it's for. It's not for holidays to Wales and trips to Puffin Island when I come back in April, when there will be some puffins there. Can you imagine the disappointment on my 5-year-old's face today? We couldn't go to the lighthouse and she wasn't going to see any puffins as well. that's just, I have to deal with that, guys. I have to sort that out. You've been an amazing audience as always. My computer screen is flickering. I think that's telling us it's time to get tucked up for bed now. Thank you very much for tuning in, for supporting this. September the 20th, the final. A wild card still to come as well, to be announced in a couple of weeks. Thank you to all the acts tonight, but especially Rahil and Hits. Congratulations to you guys going through. And thank you, as always, to jokepit.com. Our special little friend Kane, hidden there behind the scenes, pulling all the strings and keeping all of this ticking over for us. We'll see you again soon. We've got a little break now. Don't miss us too much. Check us out online. And thank you very much. I can get back to my holiday now. Have a great rest of your bank holiday weekend. Good night.